How's it going, bros? My name is Slav King. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a global phenomenon, Gopniks. For the uninitiated, a Gopnik is a tracksuit-wearing, squatting, sunflower seed-munching legend from Eastern Europe. But this isn't just a Russian thing anymore. Gopnik culture has gone worldwide. So, we're taking a Gopnik global tour, from Russia and Ukraine to Germany, the US, and beyond. Grab your seeds, put on your tracksuit, and let's get into it. First stop, the motherland. Let's go! Our journey begins in Russia, the birthplace and spiritual home of Gopnik culture, a world where the streets are alive with a unique energy, and every corner tells a story. Here, in the heart of post-Soviet cities, a subculture was born that would become legendary across the globe. The uniform is unmistakable. The Adidas tracksuit, with its iconic 3 stripes running down the arms and legs. It's more than just clothing. It's a badge of honor, a symbol of unity, and a nod to the 90s, when Western brands became status symbols in Russia's new economy. The signature move? The legendary Slav squat, heels flat on the ground, knees wide, arms resting on thighs, executed with perfect balance and a sense of pride. It's not just a pose, but a ritual, a way to claim space and show you belong. Friends gather in tight circles, sharing stories, jokes, and sometimes secrets, all while squatting together. Sunflower seeds are essential to the experience. The rhythmic crack of shells, the casual flick onto the pavement, these are the sounds of hours spent in conversation. The ground, littered with shells, is a silent witness to the bonds formed in the time past. The setting is just as iconic. The Panelka apartment blocks, relics of the Soviet era. Their courtyards transform into social hubs, where generations meet, music echoes, and life unfolds in the open air. These spaces are the beating heart of the Gopnik world. Hard bass music blares from old speakers, setting the rhythm for the night. Cheap beer or homemade kivas in hand, the Gopniks dance, laugh, and debate. It's about more than just partying. It's about camaraderie, loyalty, and finding joy in the simple things. Gopniks are seen as both folk heroes and troublemakers, raw, authentic, and fiercely proud of their roots. They're the storytellers, the survivors, the ones who keep tradition alive, even as the world changes around them. This subculture emerged as a response to the tough times that followed the Soviet collapse. For many, it was a way to find belonging, to create a sense of family and identity when everything else felt uncertain. The Gopnik way is about resilience, resourcefulness, and sticking together. They don't care about fleeting trends or what outsiders think. For Gopniks, it's all about the tracksuits, the seeds, the music, and, most importantly, their crew. Loyalty and authenticity matter more than anything else. The Russian Gopnik is the blueprint for all others, the original, the template, the legend. Their style, attitude, and rituals have inspired countless imitators, but none can match the authenticity of the source. This is a living, breathing subculture complete with its own unwritten rules, rituals, and codes of conduct. From the way they greet each other to the music they play, every detail matters. But Russia isn't the only place where the squat reigns supreme. Next, let's see how their neighbors put their own spin on things. Onward to Ukraine. Stay squatting. Ukraine, same tracksuit, same squat, but a different vibe. Ukrainian Gopniks, or Hopniki, mix Russian and Ukrainian slang, creating a unique street language. Hangouts range from apartment courtyards to parks and riverbanks, each city with its own flavor. The music? Hard bass, but also a strong local rap scene. Ukrainian identity is key. The style often features subtle national symbols, like the trident, and fierce loyalty to local brands. The attitude is louder, prouder, and more energetic than their Russian cousins. It's about owning a post-Soviet identity, but on their own terms. Ukrainian Hopniki are cousins to Russian Gopniks, similar, but with their own traditions and swagger. The culture adapts, evolves, and stands out. Next stop. Belarus. Where old school rules. Belarus, where Gopnik culture is preserved in its purest form, untouched by the passing trends of the outside world. Here, the streets echo with a sense of nostalgia, and the spirit of the 90s lingers in every corner. In these neighborhoods, the style hasn't changed much since the late 90s. Vintage tracksuits, classic squats, and a no-nonsense attitude are still the norm. The iconic three stripes, the unmistakable slouch, and the ever-present sense of camaraderie define the look and feel of the Belarusian Gopnik. Belarusian Gopniks, or Batsan, are traditionalists at heart. They're not chasing hype or internet fame. They're about heritage, about keeping the old ways alive. Their loyalty is to their roots, their friends, and the codes passed down from one generation to the next. In a society that values order and conformity, these young men stand out as rebels, outsiders who carve their own path. They're the bad boys of the block, known for their defiant attitude and their refusal to blend in. The lifestyle is simple, but it's rich in its own way, squatting with friends, cracking sunflower seeds, sharing cheap beer, and always looking out for your crew. It's about loyalty, about sticking together through thick and thin, and finding joy in the everyday rituals that define their world. The subculture thrives in the working-class suburbs, where opportunities might be scarce but the sense of community is strong. These neighborhoods, with their concrete apartment blocks and open courtyards, become the backdrop for a way of life that's both tough and tight-knit. Unlike in other places, these Gopniks aren't performing for the internet or chasing viral fame. They're just living the life, unfiltered and unbothered, carrying on traditions that have outlasted fads and fleeting trends. It's a living time capsule of post-Soviet youth culture, a world where the past is always present and every day feels like a page from history. The Belarusian Gopnik is the old school, the original recipe, uncompromising, authentic, and proud of their roots. They're the keepers of a culture that refuses to fade. But the story doesn't end here. Now let's cross into Poland, where the Gopnik spirit takes on a new twist and the old school meets the new. In Poland, meet the dressiars, the Gopnik's Polish cousin. The look: tracksuit, buzz cut, gold chains, and a tough attitude. The car is central. Old BMWs are the dream, blasting techno or Polish rap. Activities: hanging in Blokowisko estates, drinking beer, and hitting the gym. Physical fitness is key. Music ranges from disco polo to Polish rap, reflecting local tastes. Once feared as thugs, dressiars are now retro icons, celebrated with irony and nostalgia. The subculture mirrors the Gopnik, but with Polish flair, unique slang, music, and car culture. It's a parallel evolution shaped by Poland's own history. Even similar styles can create something new and local. Next we head east to Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan, where Gopnik style fuses with Central Asian tradition, tracksuits and squats remain, but the vibe is a blend of Slavic and Turkic influences. The Kazakh Gopnik is shaped by 90s gangster culture and deep respect for elders. It's about toughness and loyalty, but also community and hospitality. Music is a mix: Russian rap, hard bass, and local Q-pop or Kazakh rap. The subculture thrives in the space between modern city wealth and suburban struggle. Asian youth culture influences the look: K-pop haircuts, new sneakers. The Kazakh Gopnik is a cultural crossroads, blending old and new, east and west. It's a complex, evolving identity. Now let's see how the style echoes in Germany. Germany, especially the former East, has its own Gopnik echo. In Plattenbau estates, the Plattenbau Russe rocks the tracksuit, beer in hand, with a German twist. This style is tied to nostalgia for East German life and identity. It's a statement of regional pride and subtle rebellion against Western dominance. Music blends German rap and hard bass, with artists like Capital Bra bridging cultures. Many have Russian roots, making the style both heritage and fashion. The squat is more of an inside joke than a daily habit. The German Gopnik is a product of reunification, migration, and the search for identity. It's cultural fusion in concrete jungles. Next, the Gopnik goes transatlantic. In the US, Gopnik culture splits in two: meme and reality. On one side, you have the internet's wild imagination, where the Gopnik is a punchline, a viral character, a symbol of Slavic coolness and absurdity. On the other, there's a living, breathing tradition, carried by immigrants and their children, who see the tracksuit as more than just a joke. Online, it's a viral aesthetic: tracksuits, squats, hard bass, and cheeky breeky jokes. social media feeds overflow with Gopnik memes, TikTok challenges and parody videos. The look is instantly recognizable: Adidas stripes, low squats, and a soundtrack of pounding electronic beats. For many, it's a playful way to tap into a global inside joke. Americans embrace the meme, often with no real connection to Eastern Europe. For them, it's about irony, humor, and standing out in a crowd. The Gopnik becomes a costume for parties, a theme for viral videos, and a way to poke fun at internet stereotypes. Meanwhile, in Russian-speaking communities, the style is a real link to heritage. It's a nod to the old country, a way to remember where you came from, and a subtle act of cultural pride. The tracksuit isn't just a meme, it's a memory, a family story, a piece of home. Young Russian Americans mix tracksuits with US brands, blending identities. You'll see Adidas paired with Supreme, or classic Slavic looks reimagined with American streetwear. It's a creative mashup, a way to express both sides of who they are. For them, it's about belonging, part American, part Eastern European. The tracksuit becomes a bridge between worlds, a way to fit in and stand out at the same time. It's a silent language, understood by those who share the experience of growing up between cultures. The meme and the reality feed each other, creating a unique hybrid. Online trends inspire real-life fashion, and real communities give new meaning to the meme. It's a feedback loop, where internet culture and lived experience constantly remix each other. The Gopnik in America is a story of globalization, internet culture, and immigrant identity. It's about how traditions travel, adapt, and sometimes get lost in translation, only to be rediscovered in new forms. It's a performance, a fashion, and a genuine expression, all at once. Whether you're in on the joke or living the reality, the Gopnik style is a badge of belonging, a wink to those who know. From Moscow to Brooklyn, the Gopnik has gone global. The journey is more than just a meme. It's a testament to how culture evolves, survives, and thrives in unexpected places. It's a uniform for outsiders, a way to find your tribe. In a world where everyone is searching for identity, the Gopnik look is both a shield and a handshake. So as we wrap up our world tour, remember, behind every meme is a story, and behind every tracksuit, a journey. The Gopnik legend lives on, part myth, part memory, and always evolving. That's our global Gopnik tour, from Russia to the USA. The tracksuit, squat, and seeds have become a universal language for youth on the fringes. Each country adapts the style, making it their own story of identity and community. Which version surprised you most? Drop your thoughts in the comments, like, subscribe, and join the squad for more adventures. Slav King out, heels on the ground, always.